beautiful people, welcome to another exciting episode of the Hangout. Namhlanje, we are going to be talking to individuals that are actually doing well, and also about that we need to make sure that we follow and also we take their words because of other sneaky lessons namhlanje. And also Mandi's introducer Elam Igama, it is Uzinhle Neza. And today I am going to be giving you and also making sure that you guys are entertained throughout the next coming hour, because I have a full lowdown of a show. So please make sure that you guys don't go anywhere, because class where Zomuya Sikalingo. Well, beautiful people, I had promised you Mandizanzela Kalad with our first guest for today. And also, I am sitting with someone that has beautiful foundation. And Gainage, he's going to tell us as to Tatubani and also which foundation is he coming from. Tata, Molo Siyabulisa ko Hangout kunjani?
Siyaphila Molo Zinhle.
Siyabulela tatam. Utata ngicela ke anje azichaze uba ungubani and also usuka kuyiphi foundation, because I foundation osuka kuyo it's doing something so beautiful, and also abantu ekhaya bangafuna nje ukwazi lubanzi uba usuka phi kanye kanye. Kha kusichazele nje.
NdinguRuben Magongo, ndisuka kwi-JP Magongo Golf Foundation ephuhlisa igolf kwii-areas abantu abamnyama abangathathi ntweni.
Lovely stuff. That's such a nice initiative. And also going back to the start of the foundation, what made you to uikale, and also what was the initial story behind it, okanye motivation behind it?
Ukhula kwethu sikhule kudlalwa isport kakhulu kule ngingqi yethu nakwi-Eastern Cape phofu nakwi-country yonke. Ngoku ingathi izinga libuhla kubantu abamnyama. Bekusithe wabhazalala ke-weekends ngemigqibelo nangecawa kuyiwe emabaleni kuyodlala. Ngoku ulutsha luthi bhazalala lusiye ezithaveni. Sinqanda loo nto ke, ispoti siyasakha isizwe. Sizama ukwakha noqoqosha isizwe sethu ngobuyisela isport.
Siyabulela kakhulu tata. And also uzisa isport, because isport esiqhelekileyo to uluntu olumnyama yisoccer, yi-netball, yi-rugby mhlambi ke. But when awaqombe, let me bring golf. So golf, what sort of significance does it have? Are you trying to change i-behaviors abantu okanye uzama uzisa i-taste different to eluntwini?
Igolf kukho ibali elimane libaliswa endingavumani nalo. Kukho a notion that golf is for the whites and for the rich. Ootata bethu babengathathi ntweni. Ndaqabuka ingqondo phaa ngoo-1955-56 utata medlala igolf nee-friends zakhe bebanintsi. Kukho iitim zegolf bedisciplined, bezinikele, benazo neeblazer zegolf. Ayifiki igolf kubantu abamnyama.
Akukho ngoku.
Akukho ngoku.
Siyabulela tata. And also kukho i-event ozayenza kule nyaka kaDisemba. Masikhe sithethe ngayo le event, and also for abantu bazibone beyinxalenye yayo bengenza kanjani?
Le event ikho nge-Boxing Day uqala ngo-2019. Iyadlalwa, sayiqala emnyameni yancinci laa golf course. Saya ePort Alfred golf course ngo-20 asabi na ngenxa ye-COVID. Ngo-2021 nango-2022 yadlala ePort Alfred Royal Club. Kodwa saqonda makhe siyisondeze kubantu baseBhayi okanye eGqeberha kulo nyaka uphelileyo. Indlela ekaphunywa ngayo saqakana nabantu. Izipeyisi sasinazo zezabantu abayi-120, kodwa kwakho i-20 engakwazi udlala kuba kugqithiwe ku-120. Into esiyithandayo nabantwana besikolo bayadlala apha. Ayingoma-boys odwa, namantombazana ayadlala.
Ndiyathanda tata xa usithi kubana nabantwana besikolo bayadlala apha. Basikhe sibuyele phaa elutsheni ne, because ishow yethu yeyolutsha. Ulutsha luye luthanda uba xa kusizwa kwigolf bangabi na-interest. Masikhe sithethe ngendlela wena ozama uzisa and also uvuselele i-motivation ulutsha in terms of golf, and also bakwazi nabo understand, and also because of sport esi-disciplined kakhulu, I'm sure that iyabanceda nakwindlela abaziphatha ngayo as abantu.
Ngethamsanqa lethu ke sisebenzisana ne-golf development officers ezibatreyinayo throughout the year. Baba nee-golf days abadlala kuzo, kodwa le yethu iba ngoDisemba ukuze abantwana kungathi kuba kuvalwe izikolo bathi saa benza into ezizabaphalaza. And abantwana sibadlalisa free of charge. Oko saqala ngo-2019 sifunele netransport, sibanxibe nobanxibe i-golf shirt nekeps ukuze babe neat. Kuba iyakhuthazwa ubuhomba egolfini njengasetenisini nasekrikethini.
Siyabulela tata. And also anikilitarishi nje for ulutsha okanye abantwana, but also ninayo na for senior competition. Let's get to talk about the senior competition, and also what are the prizes mhlambi okanye badlalela ntoni bona ababadala.
Oh, bonke nabantwana kukho ii-prizes ezidlalelwayo. Abadlala kakuhle bayavuzwa ngodlala kakuhle. Kubakho ii-prizes ezintle kakhulu, nee-golfers ezidlala phaya zingakubalisela kuba noko ii-prizes zintle phaya and zininzi. And siyayithanda nemfundo. Unumber 1 wee-boys nonumber 1 wamantombazana kubakho ibhesari nangona incinci of 3,000 in addition kulaa nto ebeyiwinile, kuba sayikhuthaza nemfundo. Kuba ukhula kwethu igolf xa kuthiwa abantwana abangafuni isikolo babalekele egolfini bayoba zikhethi.
Lovely stuff, Tata. And also with le event izabe ikhona ngoku, masikhe sithethe ngoba usebenzisane nabani, and also ngobani abantu oye wayonkqonkqoza eminyangweni yabo, so that nikwazi uba nizise le event intle kangaka eluntwini.
Oh, ndifuna ubulela uprivate sector nezihlobo, e.g. oNedbank no-ABSA no-Sanlam. Bancedile. Kukho abantu esibathembileyo kodwa sinkqonkqoza iminwe ide ibe buhlungu kumacango abo. Iinkokeli zobupolitika siyabetheka, kodwa ke asincami kuba siyayazi into esifunayo siphuhlisa isizwe sethu.
Siyabulela tata kakhulu. And also yenzeka nge-26 nge-Boxing Day, just right after Christmas. Ubaqoquzela njani abantu for them to find themselves kwi-golf course instead of babathi kubana, you know what, I'm going to use as a mini to just to be with my family. Uqoquzela kanjani abantu so that bakwazi unijoyina ngala mini?
Into esiyithandayo, uninzi eludlala igolf abayithandayo izigolf abazinikeleyo banwaba ngeChristmas qha bayazi bafuneka ebaleni nge-26 kaDisemba. Ngaphandle umuntu oyidlala nje igolf, kodwa aba bayithanda nyhani ayiyongxaki into yoba kudlalwa igolf ngeBoxing Day. Sixakana nabo ngeBoxing Day, bafuna udlala igolf.
Tata, nje before ndikuyeke cela undiphe iinkcukacha zoba izaba nge-26 ubusowutshilo. Sicela nje ivenue, sicela nexesha, and also mhlambi if akhona amatikiti athi athengiswe.
Phaa akufani nongena estadium, akungenwa ngamatikiti, kungenwa free phaa bufuna ubukela. Qha funeka ube disciplined, uyazi xa igolfa izawubetha ibhola uthi cwaka ungayiphazamisi, kuba xa uzawubetha ibhola uyaconcentrate akufuna uphazanyiswa. So abafuna uyibukela phaa igolf course bangaya boyibukela, kodwa bayazi uba egolfini kukho idiscipline, funeka sibahloniphe abadlali.
Siyabulela dadewethu ngokusijoyina apha ku-The Hangout, and also we wish you nothing but the best kwi-event yakho ezawuthi yenzeke nge-26. And also you beautiful friends at home, I'm sure that you're definitely going to check it out, and also find yourself into those golf courses. Now is get zakho and put on your caps, and also have a bag yakho of sticks zakho, and just go and enjoy. And also mhlambi ke xa ufuna uba ngumuntu ozobukela, just simply go to the golf course. Tata khasiphe nje izaba koyiphi golf course?
I-golf course ilapha eMill Park.
Lovely stuff, Siyabulela. You guys have heard it. A PE golf course. Find yourselves there on the 26th of December. And make sure that you guys don't miss out. But what we're going to do right now is to take a short, quick ad break. And then we're going to come back. When we're coming back, coming back with a senior person who's going to be participating onto this golf day. So make sure that you guys don't go anywhere. You stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back from an ad break, lovely people. And yes, guys, please do continue communicating with us and also interacting with us on all our social media platforms. It is at Mpumagaba TV on Facebook and Instagram and also TikTok. And also our WhatsApp line, it is 0836900530. So make sure that those fingertips are working to make sure that because you do know that whoever that interacts with us is able to receive some sort of nice things from us. Well, right now I am sitting with a participant on the golf course on the JB Makongo Foundation golf course the day and event. And again, as to why deciding to join and also to be part of this, and also as the golf course participant. Molo tata kunjani? Siyaphila nakuthi. Utata cela nje akasi-introduce asixelele uba ungutata ubani usuka phi, and also namhlanje why ulapha.
Enkosi kakhulu Zinhle nabaphulaphuli beMpuma Kapa TV. NginguSithembele Vatala, ndingu-president weMandela Bay Golf Society. I'm a member of Humbut Golf Club. I started to get myself involved with the Makongo JP Makongo Golf Challenge ngo-2020, and the reason I joined is because I share the same vision with the foundation. As the golfers, we always support each other, so we advertise by word of mouth. We spread the gospel, because in Makongo, when it started, there were golfers all over the show, all over the Eastern Cape, starting from Kokstad up to the Southern Cape, which is we want to build a legacy for Makongo Foundation. We want to make sure that we capacitate and empower the young golfers, and all of that, so that there is a legacy. Because abantu abebedlala igolf njengoba besisho i-founder yale foundation uTata Makongo, into yokubana abantu abadala babeyidlala igolf, but it's not a sport esasi-visible, esasi-available at that point in time kubantu abamnyama. Now we're introducing golf to them, because this sport brings about the discipline, growth, development, so that we deal with this issue, a challenge, crime, your savings, and all of those things. So a sport bring that cohesion. But the only concern that we're having as a challenge for Makongo is the funding aspect of it. Because government were to suppose this kind of initiative, they come hand but support. Even if to create an environment conducive for who support this kind of an initiative. Because if I support, what else government is going to support this kind of initiative? Because kuthethwa ngabantwana abancinci abadlala golf, kufuneka equipment. There is this notion which some of us, we don't agree. Golf is an expensive sport. Any sport is expensive. Any sport, you need equipment. If you love golf, you love rugby, you love cricket, you are going to invest with equipment so that you become a competitive golfer. We are not ourselves, we don't aspire to be professional golfers. We are trying bringing the young ones, the young people, to be professional golfers. Siba support. Congo Foundation is supporting those golfers who want to turn professionals by giving them support, equipment, and all of that. We would love everyone, our government, the private sector, to rally behind this initiative.
Lovely stuff, Mr. Vatala. You know what, Zinhle, I'm taking it. You've given it to me. But still, I want to know from you, as someone who has been part of this beautiful initiative for 4 years, how are you guys trying to make it relevant to the now age? Because we do know that Ixesha langoku is more of the digital, and also ulutsha langoku luku technology most of the time. So how are you guys as the foundation and also as part of the JB Magongo Golf Challenge, making sure that you reach out to nakwabaya abantwana that love the digital space, and also to make sure that you draw their attention?
The way Magongo Foundation is being organized is organized in such a way it's professionally organized. I've registered already in April 2024 online. I paid online. Everything is online. I'm sure Nyameko will give you the website address and the Facebook and all of that. You don't go and pay on the day. If you have not paid in advance, tough luck. The 20 golf players you talked about, they did not register. They went there by chance. You don't do that in golf because it's professionally organized. Golf is a gentleman's sport. You don't cheat in golf. The way golfers dress, they respect each other. So you register on time if you want your slot. So that I'm sure by next week, there will be a schedule of your time slot when we are going to start. You must be there 30 minutes before your time. If your time comes, you are there, 5 minutes later, they will push another 4 ball through, and then you lose your slot. It's about discipline and time management.
Lovely stuff. And also, as you, as a participant and within your age, and also because of you guys are trying to mentor Ulucha Olusakhulayo, let's get to talk about what examples are you guys setting for Ulucha Olusakhulayo, so that nabo bahlale benokuquzelelo and also bahlale bene interest into golf. How do you guys do it as isiniya zabo?
Magongo Foundation and other foundations, Magongos, there are also mayoral cups that are played during the course of the year, but there is a Somerset charity golf day which was played this past Sunday, last Sunday, and there is Magongo challenge that is going to be played on the 26th, and then there's going to be Olomisa golf challenge that is going to be played this coming Saturday. All golfers in the Eastern Cape, they rally around those golfers. There are young people there. Magongo Foundation sponsors young people from the township, provide them food, provide them with the registration and everything else. They go there in numbers. They go and spread the gospel. I was talking to Mr. Magongo outside whilst we were waiting for the show to start, that we're planning now to have, to identify senior golfers to come up with coaching clinics so that we go to schools, we identify 1 or 3 schools around the Nelson Mandela Metro, especially from the disadvantaged communities, so that those kids can be exposed to golf. There are those golfers that we've identified. There are single handicap golfers. A single handicap golfer start from 9 to scratch, which is 0. Those are good golfers. Those are the ones that are going to identify to form up those coaching clinics and go out on school after schools and train those people so that become part of this great initiative.
Lovely stuff. You guys are doing things that Tina Singazange spend opportunities for mine. I feel so jealous. I mean,
you can come. You can join.
I can come. Listen,
you're welcome.
And also, Dada, what I want to know from you, with this initiative, because of you guys said that you're trying to take abantwana that are coming from underprivileged background and just make them aware and also take them away from challenges that are within townships and locations. So from you, I just want to hear as to how do you go about it, and also trying to convince umntana nomzali, because as much as you are dealing with abantwana, but firstly, before you get to the child, you need to first get to umzalini. So how are you able to make sure that umzali sees the same vision that you are selling them, and also allows umntana wabo to join you?
The marketing department of Magongo Foundation is responsible for that. They go to the GSB schools, parents, teachers, and association, and engage them and say, this is what we want to introduce to your school. Would you be comfortable with this? We want 20 quick kids from your school that we are going to train. We've got the equipment, we've got the support and all of that. The parents are already there represented. Once that the school governing body agrees on the vision of Magongo Foundation, that's when then it's going to spread to the kids. And then you take them through the coaching clinics, because each and every sport got its own rules and regulations. You respect the sport itself, you respect yourself, there's a mutual respect, there are do's and don'ts in golf, in any other sport. So we lay out those rules. When we're introduced to a new sport that you've not been exposed to, we lay out those rules. Then you decide, as a parent, or as a child who want to participate in the Makongo Foundation, whether you are in or out, based on those rules that have been laid beforehand to you.
Lovely stuff. And also, as someone who is part of the golfers, let's get to talk about when isn't always enjoy when you are golfing, and also what are the main things who to someone who ofuna na you join and be a golfer someday.
Okay. You know, it takes you out of all the stress and the family challenges for 4 hours on the golf course. You just focus and think about your game. You must go there with your game plan. And you play with other 3 golfers. You are four in a 4 ball. You interact for 4.5 hours. That's part of networking. That's what we like in the field. And also after the game, we'll call it hole number 19, because in the golf course there are 18 holes that you play. And then there's hole number 19. After you've taken a shower, you go there, you have your drinks, whatever you drink, don't drink too much, whatever you drink. Then you go to your 4 ball, you even interact there. After the gala dinner, there is music, nice music. You interact with everyone that we have not seen on the field, because we are playing with your 4 ball. Now you need to interact with everyone. That's where you build business. That's how other ethnic groups build their businesses. They network and they start big business deals in a golf course.
Lovely stuff.
So that's what is great about. Talking about the prize giving, or the presentation. The prize giving of Makongo when they started, it was superb at the Port Alfred. I came number 2 at that time.
Lovely.
I got something nice which I'm not going to disclose.
Okay.
Because you might want me to give it to you.
To give it to me.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But all the youngsters, they've got their own prizes, and then you've got A, B, and C division because of the various handicaps.
Okay.
Now everyone is a winner. The fact that you go and on the 26th you are already a winner and become a player there, because you've got a T-shirt, you've got a cap, you've got a free meal on halfway, already you are a winner. Even if you are not called on the podium, did not play well, you are already got a T-shirt. That T-shirt is yours.
Lovely
like this
stuff.
one is 2022 golf shirt that I got. That one is 2023, the red one. There's
Lovely
another
stuff.
one. So,
Siyabulela Tata
yeah,
Badala.
siyabulela.
Thank you so much. Well, betunada ixesha luchaba, but what we're going to do is so that at least if you guys miss this one, make sure that kunyako landelayo you find yourself at those golf courses, and also you engage with the JB Makongo golf challenge, so that you can be able to find yourself now one of the golfers. The invited again to someone my schedule sounds so teeny, and maybe I might find myself there. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make sure that you and I quickly go and take an ad break, and then we'll be coming back right after this. Beautiful people, we're coming back from an ad break, and also I'm sure that nikena wafumana manzi up on a prayer, just so that can it cool down those throats, and also make sure that you guys brains is in with the focus, because right now singena umba, that is our main issue upper emzansi, and also in the world, whereby amadoda are crying but our vakali ndawo. And also today we're going to be basically talking about the mental health of men, and also singene lubanzi, and also give amadoda some attention when it comes to kwezongqondo, uxinzelelo lwengqondo. And next to me I am sitting with the man who's actually going to give me a full lowdown as to what is going to be happening, and also akhe anje asicacisele uba kwenzeka ntoni with uxinzelelo lengqondo emadodeni and also in work spaces. Molo bhuti, sikwamkele ku the Hangout. Kunjani namhlanje?
Ndiyaphila Zinhle. Good afternoon to you and to the viewers as well of Mpuma Kapa TV.
Siyabulela kakhulu. Maske ubhuti asixelele uba ungubani igama lakhe, and also yena usuka kweyiphi organization okanye wenza ntoni umsebenzi wakhe.
Thank you so much. So I am in HR management eburhulumendeni, but I'm also involved in different organizations as isebenza namadoda in the province yalapha Eastern Cape. And this is the work that I've been doing for the last few years. And I felt ukuthi the topic is very relevant and ibalulekile kakhulu at this day and age. Kuba singamadoda, we go through a number of stuff, but it's difficult for us to raise and sit at the issues zethu.
Lovely stuff. And also, when it comes to the mental health of amadoda, what makes it that one thing anytime I want about iyenze ibe difficult for them to be able to express their feelings and also for them to be able to express indlela abaziva ngayo?
What a mouthful question. I think since the issue around amadoda, it's because generally, from what we have been observing with organizations zethu, is that amadoda ayingobantu bathethayo. So we go through stuff that generally eat us up ngaphakathi. We either feel uncomfortable to raise the issue, or we feel sometimes that we'll be judged when we raise the issue. And at times I've seen ukuthi it also has to do with the background yethu singamadoda. And you will find this a lot kwindlela esikhule ngayo, our social upbringing. Inento nokwenza kakhulu with us being able ukuthi sibe vocal, sithethe okanye singathethi. And I think also to some degree verbal abuse from our home environment. And I think also the pressure that is upon a man. I always sometimes say kwezinye platforms that amadoda have got the pressure to perform. So amadoda mafuneka abonakale adoda amadoda. So there's this pressure from society, from the workplace, and from everybody else, from the system, just the ecosystem le yethu, ukuthi amadoda kufuneka enze ngendlela ethile. And sometimes because we fail to meet up to the expectations of the society, some men just die a silent death because of just the pressure is just too much. And I think ngoku I've also seen, because I liked your opening statements, because you were also linking the issue yamadoda, even in the workplace, in the marketplace. Even there, I've seen, for me, that there is also some issues that amadoda abanazo. Not to say that this is right, when amadoda have to be managed or led by their female counterparts. Some of them, they do not always take that positive, because I think umntu uqhele uphatha kwakhe, and now the tables have turned. Apha emsebenzini must now be managed and led ngumama. And some of them, this dilemma is not going so well down their throat. So it's a number of variables, I think, as amadoda, that generally see suffering from some form of a depression. And this may be an undiagnosed depression, but it's a variety of factors, I think, in my view, as bana amadoda die a silent death.
Lovely stuff. And also, I want to come, because you mentioned uba bangabantu that are very closed, especially the male people, bangabantu that are very closed, and also they like to keep it within themselves. So I want to know, in terms of the organizations otewa sebenzisana nazo, how are you able to let them speak out and also for them to be able to voice out, because it can be difficult to find enye indoda usithi kubana thetha so that I can be able to help you, because
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So how do you guys manage to do that, and also how do you break that barrier yoba they trying to put out there for the world, uba kukho this wall between them?
Yeah, this is not an easy one. This is really not an easy one, the question you're asking. And I think with organizations that I have been, I do know some organizations, especially the SOEs, the state-owned enterprises, that they would have with a lack of a better word, they would have a chapter or a program. They would say men's health in their workplace. So some of those organizations, government organizations, will call upon us, call upon these NGOs as Sebenza Namadoda for a program that is centered for men in the workplace. I do know 2 state-owned enterprises that have done that around Buffalo City. So you can have a program that is directed to men. You can also have a hotline for men, where men then can be able to raise issues and have an interaction with either a registered counselor or a psychologist for men to be able to speak up. That's the formal side, but you can also run an informal program wherein in the workplace you can have what I call the men's imbizo in the workplace. And this is an informal environment where men just gather. Yabona, when it comes to amadoda, from what I've been observing in the last few years, it's not ideal to formalize program yamadoda. So amadoda must just sit there and interact and engage. If you are just facilitating the conversation, you must declare that, madoda, I'm here just to facilitate, and nas answers. The minute you still want to give answers to the issues that are faced with men, then you are going to lose them. They are going to withdraw.
Yes.
And basically, this is what I call they disengage. So for them to engage, withdraw, for men to engage. This sounds like as if it's contrary.
It's very...
For them to engage, as a facilitator, withdraw, and they will then engage.
So give them the platform to express. Lovely stuff.
Give them the platform. So when they see that it's a safe space for them, then they can speak up. Believe you me, they can really speak up. Some of them, they can even speak up concerning issues of abuse in a home environment from their partners and from their loved ones. It can be to that extent. Some may even speak up concerning the pressures in terms of affordability
and keeping
at
the
home,
standard.
not affording the basic needs. And I think this is the space where men must then find support amongst each other. So if you then run it as a program in the workplace, it could be better that you can then link it up with wellness. In HR, there's that department we call wellness.
Yes.
So you can link it up with wellness such that there is financial counseling, that there is mental, emotional, and psychological counseling. And if you then structure that program, you can even do it in such a way that those sessions you come up with a deliverable. So each man knows, I have got this. This is what I need to achieve. I have to work on this plan.
Lovely stuff. What we're going to do right now is we're going to quickly take you guys to an ad break, and then we're going to come back. When we're coming back, we're still going to be talking with Mr. Luyanda and also Asqale Lubanzi as about uxinzelelo lengqondo, especially in workplaces for amadoda. So please, everyone at home, please stay tuned because we're still going to go deep and also kolu daba silixikayo namhlanje. So make sure that you guys don't go anywhere because there's a way on ngoko. Beautiful people, we're back from an ad break, and also we are still sitting with Mr. Luyanda and get Asqale Lubanzi about the challenges that men go through, and also how do they get to identify the certain problems that they go through, especially as related to uxinzelelo lengqondo. Well, everyone, let us welcome him back from an ad break and see if usanethezekile kusitulo sethu. But kuse right?
It's a good.
It's a good, lovely stuff. And also for me, I want to now get into how are you guys able to identify indoda enoxinzelelo okanye mhlambi indoda that is not able to speak out, and also how you guys trying to make sure that niye nimbonise and show him uba you are suffering from uxinzelelo lengqondo okanye mhlambi you are depressed in a sense of way, and how you guys trying to meet them halfway. Sorry.
This is not an easy one, I must be honest. It's really not an easy one because men generally, as you might know, men are territorial.
Yes.
Men are very territorial. So you have to, this is really not easy. So you have to do this tactfully, very tactfully. And I think for me, from my experience, you must firstly win the man before you want to get into the personal business of the other man. Win him over. So you must have a relationship. And if you don't have one, I suggest don't.
Yes.
Firstly, work on the relationship. So this also applies equally in the workplace as well. So if I have a man or men in my workplace that perhaps work with me or report to me, I must be able to observe those traits. As I speak now in my workplace environment, I have got a guy that is forever absent. Forever absent, especially on Mondays and Fridays and linked to the public holidays and long weekends. but you basically sit that person down and try and understand the person and how you can assist. I think this is where it should start. How I can assist before I want to judge him. But I think to sum it up, I think the relational element is the strongest element. If you don't have a relational, you are not relational with him in a corporate setting, in a workplace setting, I suggest don't. Rather spot people within the organization that from what you have spotted, he has a relationship with that person or those people. Rather approach those people on your behalf. So these people must then go to him on your behalf, because when you don't have the relationship. And it could be those people that then pave the way for you, or alternatively try and work on the relationship. So how do you work on the relationship? You work on the relationship such that where you reprimand or you correct, it must be understood that you do this genuinely and that you are for his personal interest. And so once you win over that relationship, a man can start to be receptive towards you. Then the other question you asked, I think HR also has a role to play. HR, wellness, I think they have got a role to play there. So a man, efilisha ukuthi hey nokungathi uxinzelekile, approach your line manager, approach HR, approach wellness, and the fourth one, check the policies, what your policy says in the organization. Maybe a policy, there is something that it says about maybe family responsibility. There could be another policy that talks to it. So it could be family responsibility. So I think those could be, because some of the izinto zamadoda ezenza uxinzelelo mhlawumbe zenzeke ekhaya. So you can maybe just ask for a time of 3 days. Some organizations do allow that. But use that time wisely, because you must not just sit at home, relax and do nothing. So there's different ways, but I think it's the responsibility line manager ukuthi akwazi u-observe these traits, these characteristics, as I'm saying to you, that sometimes you judge performance, sometimes you judge absenteeism, sometimes you judge behavior and how he interacts with the other colleagues, you know. Abanye mhlawumbe mfowethu ne-language le is not a sound language to use emsebenzini. Because lo muntu mhlawumbe u-emotional or too emotional. These are all the different traits that you can read that this guy actually needs help.
Lovely. And also, let us go to Kwindaba yoba mhlambi. Someone now starts to realize and self-diagnose. I know that that's not the best of ways, but umntu aqala uzibona, but no, actually, man, I do have an issue, and also nabo bayafuna uba bathathele inyathelo elizayo phambili. What are the programs that are out there to help them to fight this thing?
I think organizations, speaking from an organizational point of view now, I think organizations, when as in a structured format on how they deal with this, because it tends to be unique from one organization to another. But I think it's a responsibility of the employer, umqashi, ukuthi create a conducive environment for men to be able to speak up in the workplace. In my experience, I would even say the organization must do what I call immense dialogue. You must have some kind of immense dialogue in the organization. And there's different things that you can read. You know, your organization can be sick, as much as I can be sick as a person, but there is what we call organizational sickness. And if our viewers may not know how to do that, to detect the organizational sickness, maybe one day you'll be able to find me and I will guide you on how you can detect organizational sickness. So because of the state of the organization, you may then want to consider certain things, mhlambe men's tea, men's coffee breaks, men's dialogues, and maybe you can also have what I would suggest, team building sessions for men. Amadoda akaphume nje for a Friday afternoon, sicele ku-CEO, sicele kumphathi, that ngo-12:30 sicela amadoda break. I mean, if you have been planning this for the last 2 weeks or so, it's not a surprise now. Yes. I don't think umqashi would have a problem with that 4 or 5 hours. Amadoda to interact and engage, because that spirit, you are able to transfer it back emsebenzini on a Monday. abantu bakwazi uba relational, bakwazi uunderstandana, bangathi omnye xa inyathelwe ekonsini ngomnye, omnye abe too emotional about that. So there's different ways and angles I think employers can do to try and respond to men not being vocal about issues.
Lovely stuff. And also with men not being vocal with issues in workplaces, I believe that it also goes to their own personal lives. Endlini, how do they get to behave? Mhlambi, you can also give us those advices, because you do find amadoda that are quite harsh when it comes to to the fact that abantu abasendlini get scared uba ish bethu 6 ngoku uyabuya ubani bani and akusuza ukonwaba. How can you advise them to be able to ba bangathathi ingxaki zasemsebenzini bazisendlini, as much as mhlambi bazawuthatha ezasendlini bazisemsebenzini, but now emsebenzini they getting uncedo by speaking to HR, so now they don't take ezasemsebenzini uzisendlini. How do they get to maneuver that?
This is a very interesting interview in my life.
That's a compliment for me.
And very practical. Because what we are talking about, believe you me, it happens. It happens. We have seen it. It really happens. From what I've seen and from what I've been observing and what I would advise and suggest to men like me, honest men like me, who are faced with these issues, there's just too much pressure for men. And indoda, akomntu isizela indoda. Everybody else is just worried about everything else. But nobody is bothered about a man. A man, indoda iyawuzibona biphuma kanjani entweni. But my observation and my advice or recommendation will be, when you then get home, find a hobby. This is very important. You must have a hobby. Have those things which you know you connect with. Because until such time that you come to yourself, you are always going to have a problem with somebody else around you. Because the inability to connect with ourselves, the contrary side of that is a disconnect. So once I disconnect with myself, I will then have issues with everything around me. It could be umntana, it could be my partner, it could be my wife, it could be a dog here in the house, the way the dog is barking.
Yes.
Because I'm not okay. So to move my mindset from every pressure that is around me, I must connect with myself. I must connect with my soul. So go to church if you are a man that loves church. Go to the golf if you are a man that loves golf or sports. But get involved.
Yes.
Be part of something. And when you then do that, the pressure starts to come down.
I love, you said something, you said that find a hobby, go and do something that you love. And I believe that we need to emphasize on to finding a hobby. Because most people are going to find a hobby but it's always the positive hobbies that makes sure that the pressure that you are dealing with goes down. For instance, he said go for golfing, find sports, or maybe read a book. Read a book, because of the minute you use substances, those substances even put more pressure and also make you more depressed.
And if you like to run. If you like to walk by the beach, go and walk by the beach. But do that thing which is you.
And it's positive for
and
you.
Which is positive.
Lovely stuff. Siyabulela kakhulu Mr. Luyanda for joining us right here on the Hangout. Siyabulela ngoke nje uzosinika incazelo and also put some light onto uxinzelelo lwengqondo for amadoda in the workspace, and also he tapped into personal spaces and also made sure that he guides all the men out there. So I'm sure you guys, whoever that sees, but no man, there's something going on with me. Maybe I do need to reach out and also speak to my HR, speak to my line managers, and also just so that you can be able to voice out. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick short ad break. Because that was a full-on interview and I truly enjoyed it, and it has been lovely, beautiful people. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to see you right after this ad break, so make sure that you don't go anywhere, because there's a fire and the bomb. Don't go anywhere. Well, lovely viewers, starting off on our gig guide for the coming week and also the coming days of December. We're starting off with Usaki Nomponzolo's jam session, which will be happening on the 16th of December 24 at 6:30 at the One Room, which is at 52 Westburn Road. And also on the 19th of December, Eastern Cape Comedy Festival will be happening as well, and also the venue there is Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, and also Izabikala Payana Gengo 7:30 late in the evening. And then still Kanjalo on the 17th of December, Black Impala party on Tuesday Izabe Isenzeka Payana. And also there's going to be DJs, which is DJ Cario, the big man of Ndisize, and there's also going to be Junior SA as well. Lovely stuff happening there at Black Impala. And then on the 5th annual, there will be the JB Makongo Golf Challenge, which will be happening at the Port Elizabeth Golf Club. And also the tee-offs for junior, they're starting off at 8 o'clock, and then for seniors it is at 9 o'clock in the morning, people. And also senior fees, it is only 300 rands, and also you're able to find yourself within those golf courses. But for Onomngoshwana Abandwana, it's definitely going to be free pass for them. And also the gold experience with Asanda it will be happening on the 20th of December at One Room. And also Kepayana Amatikiti Wana, you can find them at Quick Ticket for going 400 rands only. And also it's going to be 130. And just like that, people, you can be finding yourself within those beautiful spaces, and also interacting and also engaging with the people that are going to be there. And also on the 21st of December, the all-white experience will be happening at Chief Ngoko's place. And it's on the old street of Ferguson. It's a New Brighton. And also Payanage, Amatikit are going to be starting from 70 rand, 80 rand, and also 100 rand. Now I have Manega, a quick ticket. And all you have to do is just get yourself those tickets. And also, lastly, onto our gig guide, we do have the Green Bushes Homecoming Picnic will be happening on the 26th of December, right after Christmas. And you guys can definitely be finding yourself there as well to just go and enjoy yourselves, man, for a picnic vibe. And also VIP tickets are only just 250. And also Izabi Senzeka at the Green Bushes Park, and the ticket are from 60 rand, and the expensive one you can find it for 250 rands. And that was it for our geek guide namhlanje. Otherwise,